Hi, I'm Nick Eleuthera, and you're watching Island Hoppers.
From Indians to pirates, from cliffs to caves, each Bahamian island has rich and exciting history.
On this episode of Island Hoppers, we explore the treasures of Eleuthera.
Eleuthera is a very interesting place, especially because the vibe is a little different there. It's very slow paced, it's very nice, no stress.
I don't know, to us this place was just kind of the end of the road. It was just so cool. All the people in the neighborhood know each other really well. We all hang out together. We're all from different areas of the country and backgrounds and stuff, but there's a common thread here that brings us all here. You know, it's not just surfing, but just how peaceful it is out here and quiet, and just a cool, mellow place to be.
How's it going?
We get onto Eleuthera, the vibe just changes immediately. It's so slow and relaxing, very natural, definitely for the person who likes nature and not much else going on. And we immediately go over to Surfers Haven. It's where we were staying, and we were greeted by Tom. He was really nice and very hospitable.
Here we do hostling, so you can use the kitchen. You're gonna meet other people that are also kind of traveling around, which is nice because we rent out the 4 rooms separately. You can also do a few activities, surf lessons, kayaking, snorkeling. You got boards to rent, you got any kind of gear. What's nice about the surf scene is there isn't that many surfers.
Most of the year you're looking for someone to surf with. The crowd is super friendly. You're giving waves away. Hey, you want this one? No, man, you go. You know, and that's kind of unheard of in the world. So that vibe carries out into the water.
So basically what we've done here is we've come to the end of the road because there's a salt marsh here that covers the road and we can't drive any further. So we're gonna have to walk probably a good 10 minutes to check the waves.
On this trip, we hooked up with Nick Eleuthera from Melbourne Beach.
But see, that's the point right there where that left is.
Nick was very informative for us. He was almost like our guide on this trip because he spent a lot of time in Eleuthera. He knew a lot of the guys here. He knew a lot of the spots.
Went and checked out a surf spot, and it turned out to be really good. Side shore winds, foot overhead maybe for me, short guy.
And the right was actually kind of almost like a point break, and There was a point that you kind of had to kick out though. The rocks just were super exposed. They kind of dropped off straight off. But the winds, believe it or not, here were kind of like side to offshore when it was kind of east-northeast here. It was actually a really, really fun wave, and it was kind of hot doggish too. It was definitely a wave that you could have a lot of fun on.
When I'm trying to speak, face to the heat like a cook dying to eat. Skills what I got, just know I got many.
A little windy, but still clean. Fun day. Good first day here in Eleuthera. I tried to do a reversal and fell backwards, and I kind of sensed I was pretty close to the bottom. Scared me for a second. I thought I was gonna get some reef rash.
But you didn't, you made it.
Just a little cut on the foot.
Ah!
They like that. First battle we in Eleuthera.
East winds here, like side to offshore. It was some good lefts, some good rights. The rights actually, one point we're kind of lining up. We're catching pretty long, and some lefts. Wow, look at this! Look at this! Look at this!
Puff at. No, I don't know what it is. He's puffing up though.
No, don't come near me, whatever you do. Please, please! Oh! Ah!
What kind of snake was that?
I have no clue. He was puffing up though, like a cobra kind of, but obviously it
Was that him right there?
Come on!
He was just chilling. He was trying to get an interview.
Don't go away!
We got local Bahamian culture and music coming up next.
I am Dr. Seabreeze, and you're now watching Island Hoppers. He fall in the well. My mama done told me 3 years ago I mustn't marry no lazy woman. I no lazy woman, no lazy woman. My name is Seabreeze Bethel. That's my Christian name, but my stage name is Dr. Seabreeze. I've been entertaining this year will make 52 years. Just because they have nothing else to do. Calypso music, it's something that never gets old. You see, calypso, the words, the lyrics, and they're all the same. And as the years go by, it's just like good wine, it gets better and better. You understand me? If you make a reggae hit or whatever, within 5-6 months, you got to do something different to stay on down. But calypso, I've been doing it for all those years, and I still got people been coming to the Bahamas for 60, 70 years, and they say, you still know that old mama don't want no peas, no rice, no coconut, or the gin and coconut water. This is calypso. This is my thing. This is what it's all about. You can't change that. You can't change me. I'm gonna sing that till I die. Island woman boy, island woman gal, making me forget who I am. Island woman man, island woman girl, making me forget who I am. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's
Okay.
Nice,
Okay.
All right, so we were driving up to North Eleuthera. We're gonna go check out Glass Window Bridge and a couple other spots. So we saw this little spot on the side of the road. We decided to pull over. Saw some cool rock formations, and there's a nice cliff. And then we looked to the other direction, and we saw this really cool cave. So we're gonna go check that out. When we came to the edge, we found these pools, these wading pools that were just like crystal clear, like had these little miniature waterfalls. It was just absolutely pristine. The water looked so inviting.
We stumbled upon this tidal pool, the Queen's Bath, and it's super clear, super refreshing.
And after we're leaving Queen's Bath, we're walking back to the car, and I noticed this nice beach literally like 100 yards away.
It's pretty amazing how narrow this island is. Just on the other side of the road, the waves are crashing against the cliffs and water's rushing in, and we walk 100 yards across the street and we see the Caribbean Sea completely tranquil, completely opposite, and so very close.
Double D's was a little place in Hatchet Bay that we ended up, these guys ended up eating lunch and dinner at almost every day.
These prices are better than anywhere on the island.
Blisters on my fingers.
Oh.
From fry cutting.
Double D.
The Double D burger.
Well, I'm definitely gonna go.
Why do they call me Double D? Let's see.
Couple reasons.
Debbie from Daytona.
That's okay.
And then use your imagination.
Because those are quadruple D. I don't know.
Yeah, so that.
Bad boy.
Yeah. Good boy, good boy.
We ended up at her place a lot of days, just hanging out, eating.
Water's Edge, Internet Cafe, biggest burgers in town.
Double D at that. Double D.
Double D. $4.50.
Gotcha.
Homemade fries.
So excited, I can't hide it.
It's a big family here. Everybody works with each other, helping each other. And the island is just filled with beautiful people coming in and out all the time.
This place keeps you busy too.
Oh yeah, homemade burgers, homemade fries.
It's not an island that's actually for everybody. You either love it or you hate it. There's nothing really in between here. And we have a lot of natural beauty that brings people coming back and forth to Eleuthera all the time.
So anyway, we ran into this guy Pete, who's a local stable in the area, and he's got a shop he named after his wife Rebecca, Rebecca's Beach Shop.
The locals call us the mall. If we don't have it here, you're not supposed to want it. And we do a little bit of everything: sauces, jams, souvenir stuff. We do artwork. I rent surfboards.
So old.
Is it? Looks brand new.
Yeah, he said he left it in storage for like 20 years.
First year I came here was 72, surfing, and liked it. And kept coming back and coming back and coming back, and been in here about 18 years now. The waves here are great. We get a lot of surf, multiple beaches in this area. Most of the waves seem to hit this part of the island. There's a lot of barrier reefs other parts of the island, but it's a stretch to get to. A lot of them aren't rideable. They're visually, you see a wave, but if you went out there, it's all breaking right on the reef. Or you need a boat, or you have to paddle a half a mile, and who wants to do that? There's so many waves in this area. Surfers Beach, probably the most fun, all around surf.
Well, finally arrived at the world famous Surfers Beach in Eleuthera.
The wave there is really makeable.
Really clean, really mellow, easy wave. Maybe some head high waves, and then there was some waves on the outside that would break, and Rat was the one that kind of like the longboarder, George.
Rat Dog's my nickname.
He kind of spent, would sit out there, him and Harry, and they were catching a lot of waves from the outside and taking them all the way in.
I surfed, I guess, here 26 years ago. I knew the first time I came here, I fell in love with this place. It took me that long to be able to get me a little shack where I can live here now.
Mike and I paddled down the beach and found this little slamming kind of shore break. It was barreling. It was closing out a little bit, but it was real fun. Definitely a good way for a little variety.
One thing about the surf scene is there isn't that many Bahamian surfers necessarily. You're definitely surfing with mostly winter residents or part-time residents and visitors.
I spent my younger years in Hawaii on the North Shore, lived there for 10 years and made surfboards over there. It was really cool, sort of a good period. And then I moved down to Puerto Rico and lived there. It was a really cool town, a lot of fun. Met my wife there, and when we came over here, we just really fell in love with how peaceful it is, and at this stage of my life, it fit real well. It's cool.
We hiked back up north to Glass Window Bridge.
On the east side, you have the deep, dark blue Atlantic Ocean, and on the west side is the crystal clear, pristine, calm, relaxing white sand beach of the Caribbean Sea.
Wow, look at this.
Lance was saying he'd like to jump off one of these cliffs, and he was saying that you could probably get up right here under the bridge, but the rocks are a little jagged and the swell's still a little big. So you could probably do it on a flat day, but definitely not today.
Yeah. On the Glass Window Bridge, you can see there was 2 lanes. Now there's only 1. And the perfect storm, which was also called the Rage here in Eleuthera, is probably what knocked this other lane out.
When the Atlantic is big enough, it actually goes over and makes a little trail of foam.
And the thing that's so special about here is the views and the contrast between the different waters.
Coming up next, we check out Preacher's Cave.
Oh, great wind, carry the voice of Jah.
1648 or 1649, some of the histories kind of differ. They call themselves the Eleutheran adventurers. They were coming from Bermuda, shipwrecked on the north side of the island, the Devil's Backbone, crawled ashore, headed for the highest piece of land they could see, which was actually the ridge above Preacher's Cave.
So we're here at Preacher's Cave, which was first discovered by the Eleutheran adventurers, who were the first people from Europe to discover this island.
I think that was where the preacher was would give his sermons.
They used Preacher's Cave as a place of refuge and worship. And they didn't know before them was actually the Lyons, who were recently discovered in evidence and bones, and they also used Preacher's Cave for the same means.
This was cut in the 1600s. And this is the pulpit right here from where these sermons were actually done.
But historically, archaeologically, this is certainly one of the most significant sites in the islands.
Governor's Harbor. I've always heard there's some spots around Governor's Harbor. That might be it over there, that break, but not too many people go out to them. For one, the locals usually have a hard time finding someone to surf with.
This might be the way right here.
And for two, it's a 15-minute paddle out. But man, we found a killer wave that supposedly doesn't usually break, and we caught it just cranking both ways.
the Bahamas, make sure you experience Eleuthera's variety in people and places.
Thanks for watching this edition of Island Hoppers, and we'll see you next time.
Here we're inside the Hatchet Bay Caves, which are actually a mile long and take you to the west side of the island. There's a beach over there. And these caves were actually lived in at one point at some of the early settlers here on Eleuthera.
Turn the light off real quick. Let's see how dark it is.
Oh my God.